What the, what the? Are we filming a video today? Uh-huh. Oh. I did write that last night. Alright, well, let me go get changed. Hold on. Before we start, I just wanted to make a quick mention of two things. One, you should be in the web store. If you see here, there is this chest that's been around for a while. But if you look behind me here, look at this. This is brute troll shards. You don't want to miss out on these. I don't know how long they're going to last, but they're here and they're free, and you need to get in on this if you haven't already. As I was sitting here editing, I went over and discovered that CG actually closed the survey that I was going to plug here, so great job, CG. Alright, let's get on with the video. Now, I know that you're sitting there with your headphones on and doing stuff while I'm in the background, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Elrond's about to come up. I've got my elves, I'm going to unlock him. What do I do now? Well, I guess you could go do the Gardener's Journey and finish Sam Gamgee. Or maybe you could, keep farming Haradrim. CG, what, and I cannot stress this enough, are you doing? Well, how about we talk about the potential next legendary in the game, and that might help you decide what you want to farm with your limited resources right now. So as some of you probably know, a while back, CG did a Reddit AMA, and from that Reddit AMA, we got this question. And with this question, we got this cryptic answer. Someone from The Hobbit. Who could that be? I mean, there are a bajillion characters in The Hobbit, so I don't know. But there has been a lot of speculation online, so today we're going to talk about who many people are speculating will be the next legendary character in Lord of the Rings: Heroes of Middle-earth, Thorin Oakenshield. So, who is Thorin?
He is here.
King of Durin's folk, king under the mountain, uniter of the free people of Middle-earth, well, kinda. Thorin Oakenshield, son of Thrain, grandson of Thror, was an integral... Sorry, YouTube. Thorin Oakenshield, son of Thrain, grandson of Thror, was an integral character in The Hobbit, leader of Thorin and company with the mission to reclaim Erebor in the mountains from the dragon, wyvern Smaug. Gandalf, knowing full well that Sauron could someday use Smaug to inflict horrific devastation, and also that Thorin wanted some of that sweet, sweet gold, saw a shared interest in removing him. By the way, some real future raid potential here, right? I mean, look at that beautiful Benedict Cumberbatch-voiced boy. Thorin's father and grandfather were cast out of the mountains with nowhere to go. Not even Moria, because, well, you know. Yeah. With a lot of convincing by Gandalf.
Enough, if I say Bilbo Baggins is a burglar and a burglar he is.
Thorin agreed to bring along the Hobbit. And so, Thorin set off with Gandalf, Bilbo Baggins, Feely, Keely, Balin, Dwalin, Dory, Nori, Ori, Oin, Gloin, Bifur, Bofer, and Bomber on an unexpected journey. Just wanted you to see that I did that from memory. I memorized that. Thank you. Upon arriving in Esgaroth, Thorin was greeted as a king. Then they went on to the Lonely Mountain, and after some shenanigans, they got in and sent Bilbo into, hold on, steal the Arkenstone. Thanks, Peter Jackson. I'm just kidding, Peter Jackson. You are the Dave Filoni of the Lord of the Rings universe, and I love you. Anyway, the dragon wyvern left to go commit the desolation of Smaug, on the men, but this would ultimately cost his life. Afterward, the Elven King and Bard the Bowman, the one who killed Smaug, came and asked for a small cut of the gold, to which Thorin kindly responded by closing and locking his doors, which led to a siege.
This mountain was hard won. I will not see it taken again.
It was cut short when Azog attacked. Thorin would ultimately give his life for victory, dying a hero at the end of the battle. But if Thorin is the next legendary character, that brings up more questions, like what are the requirements? What is he gonna do? So, make some educated guesses on that today. If we want to know what Thorin is going to do, we should take a look at the team that is likely going to be standing behind him. Fili, Kili, and Bifur already have the Thorin's Company tag, and Fro could be thrown in as our 5th. That could also change if there's a new character. Please be Bomber. So let's take a look at that team. If we come over here to Fili, so we have a little bit of healing on the basic, and then we have a designated heal here for the special 2, and then he inflicts expose and weaken here for special 1. So he's pretty good healer. If we come over here to Kili, Kili has like the call to assist. He inflicts disable here. He inflicts bleeds down here. Pretty good offensive character. Now let's come over here to Bifur. Bifur's pretty good. Bifur can dispel a boon on his basic. He can cleanse and grant defense. Oh, and a blind. He's pretty good, and then we also have, we have Fro, who's kind of just an all-around really good tank that can inflict a stun down here. So that's a good plug and play until something else pops up. Please be Bomber. So where does Thorin fit into this team? We know he's going to have the Thorin's Company tag, and he will probably be an attacker or a tank. Those are my guesses. But what does his kit look like? Well, let's talk about it. Well, let's start with the leadership ability. The way I see it, there are 2 options, right? One, it will be similar to Elrond, where it favors Thorin's Company, and then dwarves, and then light side characters. Or, and this one's out of left field, CG could lean heavily into the Uniter of the Free People thing, and do something similar to like Starkiller in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where he requires a dwarf, an elf, and a human ally to fully function. Now, as unlikely as that sounds, I think it's a pretty good theory if they do go into the Uniter of the Free People thing. It is very likely that he will be wielding Orcrist, his sword, and an Oakenshield. Yes, that is where he gets his name. And if he is an attacker, he'll probably be putting out a lot of damage. If he is a tank, he'll probably some form of taunt to supplement or even replace Fro. We could be seeing some new boons and or banes, but I really want to see Thorin take advantage of the banes that we're handing out, because the dwarves do hand out a lot of banes. Now this could come in the form of healing, like an Isengard team, or my favorite theory right now is maybe he gives out turn meter for every time a bane is inflicted, and ultimately creating a turn meter train. And while the turn meter should be coming from the leadership ability, we'd really also like to see something coming from the passive abilities, something like gaining armor and or resistance each bane on the enemies. And as with Elrond came Arwen and Elladan, so too will probably some new characters come with Thorin. So let's theorize what some new characters could be. Of course, Lord Balin was technically in Thorin's Company, but as we can see, he does not have the Thorin's Company tag. He's kind of off doing his own thing, but that's okay, because we could have a Gandalf the Grey, who was accompanying Thorin, which is unlikely because of the raid rewards. We could have a Bilbo Baggins, and of course we have 8 more dwarves to choose from between Dwalin, Ori, Oin, Gloin, Bofur, and Bombur. Please be Bombur. So, any of those could fit in, although if we're going with the Elrond leadership ability, then it's probably going to be one of the dwarves. Please be Bomber. So it's a theory, but what does that mean for the now? Well, what are the requirements? Right? We'll probably require dwarves the same way Elrond required elves. So you're going to need 5 5-star dwarves. That means you should be farming dwarves right now. They are looking to implement this new legendary by the end of this year. You do not want to miss out on Thorin the way many of us missed out on Elrond the first time around. So, Lord Balin is still in the store if you want to spend the gems, Feely, Keely, and Fro nodes, and Gimli is of course now on a guild node. Get out there and get farming dwarves, because you do not want to miss out. Well, I think that's enough for one day. The new legendary? Who do you think it's going to be? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, I will see you right back here next week. Toodles. Has been around for a little bit, but Ted, I think you're in the shot. Why, CG? Nori, Ori, Oin, Glowing, Biffer, Bofer, and Balin. And also that Thorn wanted all that sweet, sweet gold in there. Thorin's father and grandfather were cast out of the minis. Feely, Keely. And so, down here at the special too. So, we have some slows, I think. I don't f***ing know. Can you tell the folks if you're a good boy? No, the screen didn't freeze, I froze. Today. Oh god, that's cold.